Hello and welcome to this review of Mim's Deluxe Distilled London Dry Gin. Extra dry, distilled from grain, 80 proof, 750 milliliter bottle, $6.99 at your local Winn-Dixie grocery store or Walmart or Mathern's. It says Wide World Importers of Frankfort, Kentucky. We love to hear from our customers! Exclamation mark. Yes, and I've called this number and I have talked to these people. Now, who are these people? Wide World Distributors. Yeah, if you call them, they're very helpful, but they say, we're Buffalo Trace Distillery. Owned by Sazerac, the Sazerac Company of Metairie, Louisiana, run by the Gold Ring family, major contributors to Tulane University, etc. Okay, what do I know about this London Dry Gin? Not a whole lot. My daughter bought the big plastic 1.5 liter handle of it. She said she had no issue. She took no issue with it. She thought it mixed well. I had bought this for her, and she said, honestly, I have to tell you, I already had it. She said, but you can get me another gin for a gift. I said, oh, well, I can do that. I said, which one do you want? Oh, whatever has the prettiest label. Well, I didn't know how to determine that, so I sent her pictures of Crystal Palace, Taka, and Miles gin. And she said, and I think Fleischmann's too. And she said, well, I think Taka has the prettiest label. So she bought it. I mean, I gave it to her. She tried it. And I said, what did you think? Oh, she thought it was better than average. Okay. I do know this is from Frankfort, Kentucky. That's Buffalo Trace Distillery. These people are helpful. So like if you call them and ask them about a brand, they'll tell you who's got it in your town. If they don't have it, you know, what's the story? Because I called them about ancient age bourbon, and they said, let me check. The lady says, oh, it hasn't been sold in the New Orleans area since 2009, and even then, only in very limited quantities. And so she started checking. No, not in Texas. She said, it seems to be really big in Georgia. And then I called before that about Kentucky Gentleman whiskey, and she checked. Oh, it hasn't been sold in your area since She says, October 2014, and in limited quantities. So they'll tell you anything you want to know about their brands. Did find out that this was trademarked back on April 3rd, 1957. So that's how long Mim's has been on the market, 1957. So we're at the 60-year mark, right? We're almost at 60 years. Don't know who introduced it. More than likely, as with many of these brands, it was independent and it was gobbled up. And that's what Sazerac Company, Heaven Hill, E&J Gallo, Constellation Brands, Brown-Forman, who's the other big one? Well, Diageo does the same thing. I was going to say, not Brown-Forman. I mean, yeah, Brown-Forman and can't remember. You know, it was one of the big ones. All right. Well, this looks like it ought to look. It's gin. What is gin? It's made from 100% grain neutral spirits. In other words, they take some vegetable matter and they distill it and distillate and distill the distillate and distill the distillate until they've got this Everclear, you know, or whatever the other one's, Diablo or whatever it's called, and they give it the juniper berry treatment, and other botanicals. Alcohol eggs, so I'm trying to get this done for that refrigerator cuts back on. Makes the irritating noise. You know, the Crystal Palace wasn't horrible, but it was like so flat in the flavor, so flat in the aroma, so cheap in its, but not horrible. Just, you know, at a bar room they're using it as one of their mixers. You order something, and that's what they're using. And they're using Crown Rus vodka or Crown Rus gin. I haven't done Crown Rus, but it's what they're using. Okay. Mims, maybe, perhaps, maybe it's a little too expensive. $6.99 as opposed to $4.99 or $5.99. Okay. It's got some lemon notes, the berries, the spices. Smells all right. Smooth. It has a body to it, like these things tend to have, these gins tend to have. It's got spice character, the white pepper, the citrus, the juniper berries. There's nothing off about it or unpleasant. No, it's not up to the Seagram's Distillers Reserve, but that's $14 to $15 or $16 a bottle this size. You know, these are $4.99 to $6.99 to $6.99. So, you know, get what you pay for, right? I mean, okay, so this one you could say is tolerable. This one is even arguably pleasant, and I would say that. And the Taka, my daughter said, yeah, that was really working. So, and I read some reviews on some alcohol review websites, and they said, don't fool yourself. The Taka's cheap, but it worked really well, and it could stand on its own merits. That was what I read. You know, Taka vodka is a big time brand in Louisiana and New Orleans area. I mean, you see big billboards everywhere. It's like, you know, advertised. And pretty much, not pretty much, every store has it, and a lot of people have it in their homes. So I grew up with Taka, so I mean, I knew about it. I saw it everywhere. I didn't think twice about it. To me, I thought everybody had. I thought it was like a major brand in the whole United States. And other people around the country were saying, Taka, what is that? I said, you never heard of Taka? So we'll get to that later. But there's a whole array of Taka vodkas here, flavored, Mardi Gras flavored, king cake flavored, you know, Easter bunny flavored, whatever. All right, so this one's fine. I mean, would I run out and buy it again? I mean, I wouldn't buy gin, actually. I'm not a gin drinker. I don't really particularly like it. I mean, I don't hate it, but I don't like it. Like the brandy, I like. You know what? I like it. I enjoy it. The wine, I enjoy. The bourbon, the whiskey, I enjoy. I mean, I like to drink it. I say, oh, you know. The gin, I'm like, I'm going to let my uncle take care of that with his Tanqueray and tonic. He likes it. My daughter likes it. But, I mean, it's fine. It's a spirit. But, you know, let's just say I did enjoy gin. Yeah, I know I got to get through these 3 bottles. That'll probably be the last of it. I don't know. I might do Taka if I could ever find it. I mean, the Crown Rus and the green label. Crown Rus gin. I don't know. Oh, well, it will be, you know, relatively pleasant to drink. Now it's looking like 2017 isn't going to happen as far as getting through all these, because it just keeps like growing. I saw this and I kept hearing about it, and people say, oh, T.W. Samuel, oh my goodness, you know. But I saw that when Dixie was covered with dust at the bottom, it's $8.99, and there's 1 bottle left. I said, this is strange. I look at the bottom, 2014, what? bottled in 2014. So I don't know, I started getting nervous. I said, maybe it's being cut from my area. And I've had this problem in the past where I waited around and I said, I'll go back to Winn-Dixie in a week and get that Schlitz to save for my can collection. Yeah, I did that in 1996. I went back and the label had been changed. The 1982 label had been changed after 14 years, and I never saw it again. And I was like frantically searching. It was like, no, gone, bye, you should have bought it. So when I see it now, I don't pass it up because I don't want to get caught in that little calamity. You know, like real little calamity, right? Because you can't have it in your collection. But, you know, anyway, it's part of the hobby. So this is fine. I would recommend it. If you see it, $6.99, you're not losing anything. I mean, there's no value lost there at all. So MIMS, where did it begin? We don't know. We know it began 60 years ago in April 2017. It would be 60 years, but the history, we don't know. This, we just do not know. This, yeah, we're going to do a lot of research about that. That's like a major, that's a major, not a major product, sort of a, get out of here. All right, thank you for watching this video production.